So we already know what happens to your stuff that you're not allowed to bring into training because of the other video we did, but what happens to your stuff that you do get to keep, and where is it kept during training? Like, is it kept in a safe or a compartment or a locker or something? It's a very simple answer. After the room where your stuff that you're not allowed to have and the stuff you are allowed to have is separated, the stuff that you're allowed to keep is going to stay with you until you get to the Pearl Harbor, which is the first building or ship that you train at. Once you get there, you're going to pick out a rack, which is your bed, and on that rack, it's going to be like a bunk bed of 2 mattresses. There's the bottom one and the top one. I know you never would have guessed. Well, I always preferred the bottom one. I always tried to get the bottom one because it's easier to make the bed. But on every rack, the bottom level and the top level, there's a little drawer called the A and B drawer. And that drawer is a little locked pull-out drawer where you keep your stuff during boot camp. Now, your A and B drawer is a very, very small piece of prime real estate. Like, it's only about this big and not very much deeper either. And you want to make sure that everything in there is absolutely essential, like materials to make letters, to write home to your family and friends, like moleskin to protect your feet, deodorant, only essential items. And you need to make sure that whatever is in there is very well organized so you can fit more in there. You know, the bigger items go on the bottom and the smaller items get stacked up on top. Everything in there should have an exact purpose and should be allowed to be had in there. And you also want to make sure that it's locked at all times. There's a little padlock that you put on there. You keep the key on a chain around your neck, and you want to make sure that it's always locked, because if the RDCs walk by and they see that it's unlocked, guess what? That drawer is going to get ripped open and thrown across the room. They're going to dump everything out on the ground, and you got to pick everything up just like in the movies. Don't leave your A and B drawer unlocked. Make sure it's always locked at all times.